Hello, virtual learners. Today I would love to share a story with you by one of my very favorite authors. His name is Peter H. Reynolds, and maybe you've read some of his other books. Books like Ish or Someday. I love his stories. This book is called The Word Collector. Now, if by chance you know someone who uses a lot of very big or cool sounding words, maybe you know a word collector. I have a couple of people in my life who use very cool words, and I often will ask them, tell me more about that word, or what does that mean? Let's learn about the word collector in this story. The Word Collector by Peter H. Reynolds. Collectors collect things. Some people collect stamps. Some people collect coins. Others collect rocks. Some collect art. Some collect bugs. Others collect baseball cards. Some people collect comic books. And Jerome, what did he collect? Jerome collected words. Wonder. He collected words he heard. My trip to Peru was perfectly pleasant. Certain words caught his attention. So if I look at this picture, I can see the word that caught his attention was Peru. So look at, he wrote it down right here. He collected words he saw. Willow tea shop. He's writing down willow. Certain words jumped out to him. He collected words he read. It says Wizard of Oz, and he wrote down the word emerald. Emerald. Certain words popped off the page. Short and sweet words, spark, bloom, drift, dream. 2-syllable treats, treasure, motif, whisper, glimmer, hover, candid. And multi-syllable words that sounded like little songs. Kaleidoscope, guacamole, geometry, wonderful, symphony. There were words he did not know the meaning of at first, but they were marvelous to say. Aromatic, vociferous, effervescent. There were words whose sounds were perfectly suited for their meaning. Molasses, torrential, Tyrannosaurus rex, bellow, smudge. Jerome filled his scrapbook with more and more of his favorite words. Jerome's collections grew. He began organizing them. Dreamy, science, sad, action, poetic. One day, while transporting them, Jerome slipped and his words went flying. Now, one of the reasons I love to look at the pictures is because it really lets me know how a character feels. How does Jerome feel? Can you think of any feeling words for that? I can tell he's definitely not happy, but he doesn't look mad to me. I would say maybe he looks worried. That might be a good word. Maybe he is surprised. That would make sense to me. What word do you think might tell about how Jerome is feeling? And he began to pick them up. He noticed his collections had become jumbled. Big words next to little words. Sad words next to dreamy words. Jerome began stringing the words together. Whisper, symphony, electric, peace. Words he had not imagined being side by side. Savor, dreams, can't see, cascading stars. He used his words to write poems. He used his poems to make songs. They moved, they delighted. Some of his simplest words were his most powerful. I understand. I'm sorry. Thank you. You matter. Jerome eagerly collected more and more of his favorite words. The more words he knew, the more clearly he could share with the world what he was talking, feeling, and dreaming. One breezy afternoon, Jerome climbed the highest hill, pulling a wagon packed with his word collection. What do you think will happen? Did you predict that? He smiled as he emptied his collection of words into the wind. He saw children in the valley below, scurrying about, collecting words from the breeze. Jerome had no words to describe how happy that made him feel. Look at him. Doesn't he look pleased? Reach for your own words. Tell the world who you are and how you will make it better. Peter Hamilton Reynolds. The beginning. I love this story. And this is a story I wish that you could all have in your hands. Because when I very first read the book, I really enjoyed looking at each page at some of the words that had tangled up all over through the pictures. Words like peace, beyond, liberty, possible, sympathy, Boston, blue harmony, dream cloud. In just a little bit, I'm going to turn all of the pages so that you can take a second and look through the story again if you'd like to. If you want to, you can pause the video if you want to look at the whole page to see some of the words that Peter had written down. Maybe if you have a grown-up next to you, or you could get a grown-up, you could have them read some of the words on the page to you as well. The story The Word Collector is a fiction story. It's pretend. Fiction means fake. In a fiction retell, we tell who is in the story. Who is that guy? You got it. We tell where the story happened. Well, the story happened in a town, and we know that sometimes he was inside, like his house, but we also know that he was outside, like when he was on that big hill. What happened? Jerome loved to collect words. He kept them neat and tidy, but then he realized he could use them to make words that went together like poems and songs. What happened in the end of the story? What did he do with his words? He shared them. Yeah. The more words you know, the more you are able to express yourself and tell people the way that you feel or what's happening with you. Words are very, very powerful. I hope that you enjoyed the story. Again, if you'd like to take a second and look at the pages again, feel free to pause as I go through and show you these pages again. Or if you'd like to be finished, you might end the video here. Have a great day. Peter H. Reynolds is a New York Times best-selling author and illustrator of many books for children, including The Dot, Ish, and Happy Dreamer. His books have been translated into over 25 languages around the globe and are celebrated worldwide. In 1996, he founded Fable Vision with his brother, Paul, as a social change agency to help create stories that matter, stories that move. He lives in Dedham, Massachusetts with his family. I hope you enjoyed today's story.